Good morning to the best family on YouTube. Good morning. Today's quote of the day is this one. Normal people who have arguments get loud, right? And there's no problem with yelling and getting loud. But people like me who sit there and is quiet, who doesn't answer to much of anything, not even to his own name. We're not quiet because we have something to hide. And that could be taken both ways. But the reason why I'm quiet, and this can go for a bunch of you, the reason why I'm quiet is because I'm thinking and rationalizing my next response. And in my head, I'm having the conversation of, is this actually going to benefit me? Is this going somewhere to where I'm not going to go down? Or is this going to benefit me in arguing? Is it going to make my point? If it is, should I continue on conversating with these people? And what is the point in this conversation? Right? That's the conversation I'm having in my head. That is the conversation I'm having internally. I'm not yelling. I'm not loud. I'm having a conversation in my head saying, am I getting any benefit of arguing? No. If the answer is no, then the other ones are history. But if it's a yes, do I get any benefit of this conversation? Yes. Is it something that I know something about? Yes. Okay. So why are we arguing? I don't know. Then that's just immediately, okay, I'm not benefiting. See, if it's a no to any one of those questions, is it benefiting towards me? No. Should I care? No. Okay, then I'm not having a conversation. I'm moving on. That is the conversation I'm having. And most of you who get loud in a sense of you want to make your point. But that doesn't work sometimes. Making your point is just, okay, can continue doing whatever you're doing. I'm going to go over here and be me for a while, come back after a few months. Oh, you're still talking? Okay, I'm going to continue being me over here. That's the common knowledge. And sometimes this can even be pointed towards the friend group. Is your friend group complaining, or are they just continuing on bashing you for no reason? And then you're having the conversation of, okay, is this benefiting me to have these friend groups? No, not really. Okay, then that answers your question. Why are they bashing you? Oh, they're bashing me for no reason. So why are you still friends with this group? If they're bashing you 24/7 about whoever cares, okay, whatever the reason is, then why should you care? Why continue? The best thing is to block, move on, come back to the situation months, maybe even years later, and go and have the conversation to yourself. Should I unblock? Should I even give any entertainment towards having this friend group again? And if the conversation you're having is no, there's no point. What if they do this again? What if they do that? If you're having that conversation, your internal thoughts are going out your brain into your mouth and saying no. That is a clear sign. Your intuition is saying don't. They're going to do it again. They did it this time. They did it there. They did it here and here and here. Then at that point, you're not listening to the questions. You're not answering to your inner intuition, your common sense, the person that's in here, the little bird that says, yes, this is right, yes, this is no. It's called a guilty conscience. That's what it's called. It's called a guilty conscience. Most people have them. Actually, everyone has one. I have one. But here's where everything goes downhill. It's just who they are. You're giving an excuse to a situation that shouldn't even be a situation. That's the difference. And most people fail at this one because they think getting loud is raising your voice, making your point across, and it's actually the opposite. So when I was getting attacked, okay, I got attacked all the time on social media, so this isn't new. So I've also fallen out of a friend group of a few, okay? To give you a little insight. When I was falling out with this group, I had the conversation like the rest of my conversations go. Why am I in here? What's the point in this conversation? Oh, they're just bashing me because of this, this, and this. So then I got down to the roots. How did I get down? Not conversating. Not making the entertainment. I'm not entertaining this situation. I'm just quiet. So then they all came down to a head, and then they all spat out the reason why I was in there. It's all because of one other person, not me. It was one other person that they all got mad because they can't conversate to her, or I'm going to say her. So they couldn't conversate with her, so they got to me because I'm friends with her. Mind you, this is all because of one reason. They don't understand why they got blocked. But then, here's the main thing. How I responded was, that's not my problem. Okay, you can leave then. Why? Because you didn't like my response? So then they kicked me out, and I was like, okay, now I'm having a conversation with myself. I'm having an inner conversation with my head. I'm like, okay, is this friend group beneficial? No. What was the conversation I just had? They were bashing me for something else. They were bashing me for another person. Okay, this isn't a friend group I want. This is toxic. Okay, then I had the third question that followed up. Am I willing to, just because some of them are 11 years friend group, 11-year friends, why didn't they have my back? Out of everyone in there who was talking to me like I'm some child, one person out of 10 said, that is not who he used to be. Why is he so different? Because normally he talks. Normally he backs up. Normally he sits there. But this time, he was silent. So silence was my weakness. But in all reality, it was the strongest thing I ever did in that whole conversation. Not speaking much, very quick, very sudden answers when I was in there. So why did I have the conversation in the first place? Why was I brought in? It's because they tried to manipulate me and do something that I didn't want to do. They all sat there and said, you're the problem, blah, 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 pointing fingers at me. This guy. The guy who didn't do anything. The guy who sits there and does things on his own. They're all pointing fingers at me. And then they all had issues with me. And then they all spun it around having issues with me. And then pretty soon everyone's just like, whoa. You're pointing fingers at this guy? What did he do? Oh, well, he has issues with this. We don't like how he's on her and blah, 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 blah. So what do we do? Doesn't matter. Okay? Who cares? Why are you pointing fingers at him? He didn't do anything. All because I was silent. Because I'm silent, they didn't have any other rationalization. So I left and blocked every one of them and moved on. Just like you guys should. See you guys tomorrow.